How do you see this in terms of the kind of broader reshuffling of where America sees itself right now and who it wants to ally with?
First of all, let me say, thank you so very, very much for having me on the show. I mean, we need to start with
Matthew, you actually didn't show enough gratitude at the beginning. If
we need to start with a moment of levity.
I'm not wearing a tie either, yes.
We actually do need to start with a moment of levity because it is so dark. What has occurred over the course of the past week was really offered crystal clarity on what kind of Trump administration foreign policy approach we're going to have. And it's a little bit of dark humor because I think the week starting with the UN vote in which we voted against Ukraine, voted with Russia, and voted against our allies, voted with North Korea, was a moment of clarity itself. But the White House meeting itself kind of indicated a pretty firm break that the U.S. is not a reliable partner going forward. I think we may be deceiving ourselves a little bit. Like the title of my book is We Deceived Ourselves About Russia and Betrayed Ukraine. I think we may be deceiving ourselves a little bit about where Donald Trump wants to go.
But what does he want with the relationship with Russia? And we saw the Russians this weekend. We saw Russian state media saying, OK, we are now in a triangle, China, Russia, the United States. What is it? Is it minerals deals? Is it energy deals? Is it purely economic?
It's actually, there's this concept that Putin has of державность, basically that there are only three sovereign nations in the world. It's Russia, it's China, and the U.S. Everybody else is a small power and beholden to these other powers. So it's one of those rules of the jungle. The strong do what they can, and the rest endure what they must. This is the view that Donald Trump is proposing around the world. So I think the fact is now whether they're ready to do it as a firm break, they're now starting to think about their own internal European security structure without the U.S., without Euro-Atlantic agreement. The Pacific is thinking in the same kinds of terms. And then it's a return to really 19th century great power competition in a much, much darker world. That world resulted in 2 world wars before we baselined and came up with a pluralistic notion. It seems a little bit far-fetched, but I think we see this seminal moment unfolding last week that people are starting to think in those terms. Can they try to claw back some relationship with the U.S.? Maybe. They're going to try it because it's really important to try, but it's unclear.